displaying the glory of God's creation by exploring America one park at a time. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave, the park's professor. First hole. The par and distance are at the top of the screen. This hole is a slight dogleg left with some large trees here on the inside of the dogleg. It's placed slightly uphill, but it's actually more of a cross-hill hole than an uphill hole, with the slope going from right to left. This is also a very open hole. The first 7 holes on this course are fairly open, so there's plenty of room out to the right to work a disc from right to left and get into the basket, provided you can throw it far enough, and therefore this is really a pretty easy hole. I want to welcome you back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the park's professor. There's the view back to the tee from behind the basket. The second hole plays across the park entrance road, which is what you see right here. That's an obvious safety hazard, but there are good sight lines, so you can easily check for traffic coming in and out of the park before you throw. Other than that, this hole plays slightly uphill, and there are no obstacles directly between the tee and the basket other than the road, the gradual hill, and the concrete walking path that we just crossed. We are at Gold Star Park. We are on the bluffs overlooking Marietta, Ohio, and therefore we are in southeast Ohio. This is the only disc golf course in the city of Marietta. There are some other courses in adjacent Washington County, Ohio, and there are some other courses across the river in Parkersburg, West Virginia, but this is the only course in the city of Marietta. The third hole plays steeply uphill. It's another very open hole, and there really aren't any obstacles on this hole other than the hill. There's a walking path that goes right up by the basket, and again, that does present a safety hazard. And I did see a couple of people on that walking path when I came here. I captured this video on Thursday, October the 26th, and it was a beautiful fall day with temperatures in the low 70s when I came here. Also, the grass seemed to be really recently mowed, and the park seemed to be very well maintained when I came here. The fourth hole is the most downhill hole on this course, but it is another completely open hole. This course is similar to a lot of 9-hole community park courses. There are a couple of pretty good holes. My favorite hole was maybe the first hole, but there are a couple of other holes that I really like coming up here. It's just that in between those few really good holes are a bunch of fairly unremarkable holes, and that's what we see in the middle here. There are some nice views from the hilltops, and I did enjoy the scenic value of this course. There's the view back to the tee from behind the basket. The fifth hole is shorter, but it plays directly up the hill. There's also a heavily wooded area off to the right, and it's tight enough to the right that you do need to pay attention to it when you throw. You don't want to miss to the right on this hole. The sixth tee is behind the tennis courts you see behind the basket. Overall, this course is not well signed, and route finding can be an issue in places, so you want to download a course map from UDisc or DG Course Review before you play here. The sixth hole is a short side hill hole. The cross slope goes from the right to left. There's a row of trees guarding either side of the hole, and the trees over to the right are pine trees, so they can really gobble up your disc if you miss over to the right. Overall, this is the tightest hole we've seen so far, although that's not really saying that much on this course. The seventh hole is a sharp dogleg left. There's some dense woods on the inside of the dogleg, so you do not want to miss left or try to cut off too much of the dogleg on this hole. This hole also plays gradually uphill, but the main feature on this hole is the woods on the inside of the dogleg. The basket is up here at the edge of the woods, and in fact, this is the last really open hole on this course. The last 2 holes on this course start in the woods behind the basket, and the last 2 holes on this course are much more heavily wooded. Now the course completely changes character. The 8th hole is by far the tightest hole on this course, and it plays moderately uphill through a densely wooded area. Off to the right is a steep drop-off, that goes all the way down to the railroad and street down along the Muskingum River, so you do not want to miss right on this hole. This hole is a really nice change of pace, and it's probably my favorite hole on this course, given that I really like shorter and densely wooded courses. The 9th hole and final hole on this course plays gradually downhill. It starts out in this small open area, but then it curves sharply left to get to a basket which is guarded tightly by woods. I do want to thank you for watching this video. Parking full-time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. This is a nice little community park 9-hole course. There are bigger and better courses in adjacent Washington County and across the river in Parkersburg. But for a quick half round, maybe as a cool down or warm up to one of those courses, this is a nice place to come. That's the end of the course. Have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.